Hi guys, hello! If you don't mind, would you please turn on the notification bell? YouTube isn't showing my videos to you at all, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of it, especially now that things are getting more and more interesting. Also, I think that YouTube is secretly unsubscribing you guys, so please pay attention to that. Rebootmon is our next God Grade Appmon to discuss, who comes at 420,000 battle power, still 4 times stronger than Wargreymon. You're looking at a humanoid Appmon with wolf-like legs, dirty blonde fur all over its body, and a wolf-like tail. Absolutely badass looking, especially with the golden armor with orange, purple, and blue highlights. It's almost like it is this warrior that you read from in Tales. And it also carries a halo on its back, one that is golden, and has square-like protrusions, making it look like a stylized sun. When you look at both its arms, you will see that it carries a sword on its left arm, and a cannon on its right arm. That's a design that was deliberately given, as its whole design is a reference to Omnimon, who also carries a sword on its left arm and a cannon on its right arm. About Omnimon, here is a small side note, based on something I found on Reddit. There is this interesting page where you could find a poll where people could vote on how many Wargreymon it would take to beat Omnimon in a fight. And here is a comment I'm going to read for you, and I quote, "Considering both Wargreymon and Metalgarurumon couldn't defeat a single Diaboromon, and Omegamon obliterated over 1,000 of them, I'd say Omegamon is in a totally other league. Hell, Wargreymon still couldn't beat Omnimon with the X antibody," unquote. I bring this up just to already establish that it doesn't mean that because there is a fusion made of 2 Digimon that the Gestalt entity becomes twice as strong. The power boost might easily be much higher than times 10. So it pretty much might mean that Omnimon is at the same league as Rebootmon, whose design is based on. And this leaves us with the following question though: who is Rebootmon? All 5 other God Grade Appmon have names that clearly point out to a particular entity in Greek myth. Rebootmon, on the other hand, only has the word reboot, and it carries the title of God of Revolution. There's not much to do with that. However, there is a comment written by Carlos Blanco 5975 on the previous Appmon video that clarified a lot. The following was written, and I quote, "While Rebootmon is not directly based on a Greek god, it is a deity created through apotheosis, and its concept is inspired by Zeus's power to reboot the world." Unquote. First of all, amazing comment. Let me give you a bit more information on this one. When we talk about the apotheosis, it is basically a process of elevating a mortal to divine status. It's like in the God of War franchise and how Kratos was once a man and lived as a warrior till it was made a god, even if he already was a demigod without really knowing it. In the case of Rebootmon, where we are talking apotheosis-wise, we're talking about its 2-component Appmon, Bootmon, who represents the boot application, and Shutmon, who represents the shutdown application. Bootmon is an Appmon that can enhance the functions of surrounding Appmon and use overflowing energy to its own power. Shutmon, on the other hand, is a werewolf-like Appmon that has the ability to forcibly terminate the activity of anything it cuts with its scissors. Any part of the body that is cut stops functioning and loses all senses, so it's a crazy ability. So, Bootmon possesses the power of, say, activation and initiation, while Shutmon possesses the power of termination. And because both of them Appfused and became Rebootmon, they are essentially 2 contradictions coming together, and like that, they have reached the godhood, hence the apotheosis. This is why Rebootmon governs over the beginning and the end, as it possesses the reboot ability. An ability allowing it to, for example, reset the target's status, including any damage the target has taken, essentially making it an immortal being. When we say that Rebootmon governs over the beginning and the end, it is quite interesting as in a way it plays the role of both Alphamon and Omnimon, also known as Omegamon. There is this phrase which says, "I am the Alpha and the Omega," which means I am the beginning and the end. When it comes to both Alphamon and Omnimon, you have to know that their strongest versions are when they are Royal Knights, I'm not talking about their versions where they changed mode or had some kind of enhancement, I'm talking about just base Omnimon and base Alphamon. Their strongest versions are when they are Royal Knights, except that they are acting in the name of their leader Yggdrasil, who literally is the beginning and the end. Rebootmon is probably doing the same thing, meaning that it is acting in the name of someone. Remember the comment I just showed you from Carlos Blanco 5975? It continued to say that Rebootmon is a concept inspired by Zeus's power to reboot the world, and that's a true story happening in Greek myth. Zeus became infuriated by the relentless violence, immorality, and lack of respect for the gods displayed by mortals. That's why it effectively tried to reboot the world by wiping out humanity with a massive global flood. He had asked the help of his brother Poseidon, and they did that so that they could start anew. And interestingly, in the Appmon lore, DEUSMON, who is the Appmon reincarnation of Zeus, tried to do the same. I mean, DEUSMON literally has a move called Initial Zero All End. I'll have to be a little careful with DEUSMON because for most of the part, DEUSMON is either being used as a vessel for Leviathan or is acting on behalf of Leviathan, so it never really had, let us say, a will of its own, but we'll get to that. But this is interesting because Rebootmon literally represents DEUSMON's will. That's why even if it does not carry the name of a character in Greek myth, it pretty much represents such an important moment in the whole mythos. And we actually get to see that through the Appmon in one way or another. When I tell you these stories, did I not say that the Appmon have so much potential? It's really such a shame that the developers did not continue fleshing it out. Anyway, let us get to the next God Grade Appmon.